So I'm here at the London Zoo, here to show you the message how wild animals like these should be kept in the wild. They could be kept in zoos, but they should not be kept in your house. Let's go. Keeping wild cats like these lions might be the worst idea that could possibly come to your head. They need lots of space, lots of water supplies, lots of meat every day, and apart from all that, they can kill you. But we forget about that and stick to domesticated cats. So the reasons why keeping exotic animals in your home is wrong is because it's very cruel to them. They deserve a much better life where they first came from. Some animals travel hundreds and thousands of kilometers every day. One single walk in the park every week on a leash won't cut it. While other animals need the exact kind of temperature, the exact kind of diet. You couldn't top all that when it's in a cage. These animals are really hard to keep and they need an expert to look after them. Besides, most animals, like this water monitor, prefer eating live food, like crickets and mice, instead of stuff you can get from the supermarket. While many other animals, like these spider monkeys, cannot live as individuals, they need each other since they are social animals. You say you want a lizard? You say you want a monkey. Before thinking of any of that, have you thought what the needs are for this animal? Have you thought how hard it is to make an environment that is similar to the one they naturally live in? Well, what about they and their supplies that's gonna cost you to take care of one? They can sometimes harm you even if they're just playing with you. Another thing is that even domesticated pets always think of ways to escape. Most of the time, wild animals succeed since they escape tough areas in the forests. I don't think anyone would want a 250-pound animal loose in the house. Also, many reptiles carry lots of bacteria such as salmonella in their mouths, which can be very dangerous if they are to bite you. They also have very sharp long claws, which in the wild they use for climbing trees and rocks, so they can be very painful for your skin. So it is not just big animals that can harm you. Most exotic pet owners get animals when they are so small and cute, without knowing how big and vicious they can get. And they also don't know how much it's gonna cost the owners. Unfortunately, many famous people such as Akon and Michael Jackson had animals like chimps and tigers, which may set a bad example to their fans. I asked a couple of people who work at the London Zoo what they think about people who keep exotic pets.
I just don't think it's a very good idea to import wild animals into a domestic situation, where quite often people are not prepared for the behaviour and the animals are isolated. An awful lot of them are group, like these squirrel monkeys. They live in groups. Some people go to a lot of trouble and do research. I'm thinking of sort of snakes and other not such large animals. And that's probably okay, unless you've really researched it, you've got big enough enclosures. It's like prison for the animals, isn't it?
It's not the best idea to keep any type of exotic animal. monkeys need a lot of attention. They need to be kept in social groups. They need to have a large dynamic area. So that's why zoos like this are a perfect environment, whereas at home people say, oh, I'll have one monkey, but if that monkey's a male, he has to have females for mating purposes. Then, okay, I'll keep 2 monkeys. That's great, if those monkeys do have babies. Then how are you going to adapt that home environment for them? So it wouldn't work unless you have a lot of space. Those who sell them, it's hard because you need to stop it. Especially when people try to sell chimpanzees, it's cruel. People who do sell them think of them as a pet, like cats and dogs, or some people that buy them think of them as children, and it will raise them as their baby, and it's not fair for their welfare at all.
So I asked how the zoo goes about keeping exotic animals in an environment that is more suitable than in a home.
We try to make sure that they are kept as natural as possible. But for instance, you do get some monkeys, and the same as big cats, and range from meerkats, rats, things like that, that do have to be hand raised. So we do have Bounty, who's just behind you there. He has been hand raised, so he behaves differently, and because they are around people the whole time, they are, especially in an open exhibit like this, they're going to be used to human contact. But with other animals like big cats, there's a distance kept between humans and them, so they are pretty much what you would expect in the wild. As for enclosure style, you obviously have different plants and different food, because what you get in the wild is going to be completely different food-wise. So we have to maintain that diet, and it will be different. But other than that, we do have to keep them as wild as possible.
Wild animals should stay with their own kind in their own environment, not with your own kind in your environment. Their wild nature will come out at some point. It's not a matter of if you can stop it, it's a matter of when it's gonna happen, so you can't stop it. Why just say no to wild animals and stick with dogs and cats, things that are already domesticated, and things that will do well with you, not without you?